Silence is often mistaken for absence, but in powerful systems, silence is rarely empty. It is engineered, priced, maintained. Jeffrey Epstein did not operate in silence. He operated through it. And silence, when examined closely, behaves less like a moral failure and more like a business model. There is a comforting myth that scandals survive because no one knows, that the truth hides in darkness. The Epstein case tells a different story. Many people knew, banks flagged transactions, journalists asked questions. Law enforcement investigated, lawyers negotiated. What failed wasn't awareness, it was incentive. To understand how silence became profitable, you have to understand how modern institutions make decisions. Not emotionally, not ethically, but economically. Every institution operates on a balance sheet of risk, reputation, revenue, legal exposure, political cost, and silence, when priced correctly, can be cheaper than action. When Epstein was first investigated in the mid-2000s, the case did not unfold like a dramatic pursuit of justice. It unfolded like a negotiation. Attorneys spoke, jurisdictions debated, outcomes narrowed. What emerged wasn't accountability. It was containment, a plea deal that minimized exposure, a resolution that limited disruption, an agreement that reduced reputational damage, not just for Epstein, but for institutions orbiting him. Silence wasn't accidental, it was contractual. Legal settlements are often described as closure. In reality, they are transactions. They don't determine truth, they determine power. And when the cost of silence is lower than the cost of confrontation, silence wins. Not because people are evil, because systems are optimized. Financial institutions are often portrayed as either negligent or malicious. In scandals like Epstein's, the truth is colder. Banks are conservative, they document, they escalate internally. They flag risk, but they also understand something deeply. Revenue forgives a lot. Epstein's accounts were flagged. Compliance departments raised concerns, risk reports circulated, and yet the relationships continued. We all because closing accounts doesn't eliminate risk, it transfers it. And institutions prefer risks they can quantify. Fines are predictable, public scandals are not. Silence becomes a hedge. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Epstein's longevity is how visible he was. Elite universities, exclusive conferences, high-profile social circles. This wasn't secrecy, it was reputation laundering. The presence of respected institutions acts as a filter. If they accept him, others stop asking questions. Legitimacy spreads socially, not logically. And once legitimacy takes hold, skepticism becomes impolite. Silence in these environments is framed as professionalism. Journalists did investigate Epstein, but media institutions faced their own balance sheets. Legal threats, access risks, advertiser sensitivity, audience fatigue. Complex stories without clear villains are expensive to tell. Silence, again, becomes cheaper. Not permanent silence, strategic silence, delay, soft language, limited scope, until the story becomes unavoidable. The most powerful silence in the Epstein case wasn't legal or financial, it was social. People noticed, people suspected, people whispered, but elite environments reward discretion. Calling out behavior threatens group cohesion, and cohesion protects status, so concerns were reframed as rumors. Discomfort was labeled awkwardness. Warnings were absorbed into background noise. Silence didn't require coordination. It required alignment. Silence is efficient. It doesn't require meetings. It doesn't require memos. It doesn't leave paper trails. Each actor makes a rational decision. This isn't my responsibility. Someone else will handle it. It's not worth the risk. Together, these decisions form a system. A system where no one pulls the lever, but the machine keeps running. When Epstein's cases were resolved quietly, the mechanism wasn't justice, it was containment. Containment protects institutions by limiting discovery, preventing precedent, reducing public scrutiny. Silence is stabilized, and once stabilized, it becomes normalized. Every organization that interacted with Epstein faced the same calculation. What do we lose if we act? What do we lose if we don't? In most cases, acting meant legal exposure, political fallout, reputational risk. Not acting meant short-term stability, predictable outcomes, manageable criticism. Systems don't choose courage, they choose equilibrium. Silence is powerful until it isn't. The Epstein case reached a tipping point not because systems changed, but because the cost of silence exceeded the cost of exposure. Public outrage grew, media focus intensified, political pressure mounted, silence became expensive. Only then did institutions respond loudly. After Epstein's death, institutions promised change. Policies were reviewed, statements were issued, investigations launched. But incentives didn't shift. Private settlements remain common. Offshore opacity persists. Elite networks self-police. The machinery stayed intact. Only the language changed. This episode isn't about defending Epstein. It's about understanding what was protected around him. Not innocence, not morality, stability. Institutions protect continuity above all else. Silence is the lubricant that keeps continuity smooth. Epstein isn't unique. He's illustrative. The same dynamics appear in corporate fraud, political scandals, financial collapses. Silence isn't failure, it's policy, when policy is left unwritten. Jeffrey Epstein didn't buy silence alone. Silence was offered, priced, negotiated, accepted, not because people didn't know, but because knowing wasn't expensive enough. Silence doesn't mean nothing happened. It means the system decided nothing should change.